How's everybody doing? This is my communication model presentation for this week's module, um, and I think it's module three. My name's Andrew, um, and this is kind of how I broke the kind of categories of communication as it pertains to my life. And the kind of four main ones that I kind of came up with were school, family, friends, and kind of extended family. I have a really big family, so kind of grandparents, that aunts, uncles, that kind of thing. And then the last one would be kind of other, everything else that doesn't fall into those. Like medical bills, you know, uh, talking to your landlord, uh, you know, talking, getting your dogs boarded, that kind of thing, just kind of everything else. So I'll start with school, and this is kind of just like discussing assignments, um, needing questions answered, attending office hours, that kind of thing. I'll almost always email. I'll use Canvas or um, even perhaps set up a Zoom. Those are kind of the three main methods of communication that those are exclusively used. Now, if it's urgent and most importantly, it's appropriate, I'll phone, the professor or TA, but that's only if they have expressly given out a number to call and, made sure that it's all right to do so. Otherwise, I, you know, strictly stick to the email, Canvas, and Zoom methods. Um, Now, for my like immediate family, um, and that's like communicating with my husband and my parents and my sister and her, two nieces, or her two daughters, my nieces. That's just general communicating, catching up, staying connected, that kind of thing, because we do live in different states. So primarily, we'll text. If the information or if the information is kind of brief and concise, kind of stick to texting. Kind of since texting came around, we don't really email very much at all. But now, if it's more than just a brief message, then almost always the next form is to call, and that's if it's going to take too much typing to get the information across, or if it's an emergency, um, or if it's urgent, it's time sensitive, that kind of thing. Always default to calling. Um, Now for the kind of friends and extended family, that's like grandparents, aunts and uncles, that kind of thing. Um, just general catching up and staying connected, making plans, that kind of thing. Um, I, for the most part, I text, um, unless it's a longer conversation, it's urgent or it's an emergency. Um, the if it's a longer conversation, urgent, or if it's emergency, I'll calling is always the next best option. Now, grandparents, I don't text. It's almost always a call. And one of my grandmothers would prefer a handwritten letter. So, like, that's another option too. So, now the last category is just other everything that else that doesn't fall into those categories, and that's just general communicating, information retrieval, returning phone calls, that kind of thing. Um, I will generally start with an email, unless it's urgent, emergency. Um, then I'll call a number, or if the person has requested a phone call to be returned, say on a voicemail or an email, then of course that's calling is always going to be your next best option. So that's how I broke it down. I hope everybody's having a good day. All right.